Thanks to an Allied blockade and war, farm disruptions, food shortages were severe during World War I. However, the blockade did not end until July 1919 to enforce the Treaty of Versailles. Food was limited and of poor quality, usually bread and potatoes, but could include horse meat. The black market meant malnutrition and starvation became increasingly likely for the poor. Beginning in August 1919, the Allies allowed Germany to import quotas of grains and pork. Austrian painter Wadabe, Adolf Hitler, moved to Germany and joined the German army in 1914. He was blinded by mustard gas and hospitalized, then shocked by the surrender of Germany. He remained in the army as an intelligence agent, then joined what became the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nazis, where he created the swastika banner. After his discharge, he worked full time for the party. Securing an adequate food supply was a key political and economic issue for governments of all countries. That included farming, transportation, and distribution, all of which required resources. America was one of the few countries with an adequate food supply and the ability to export agricultural products. Britain imported a large percent of their needed food supply, relying on manufacturing and shipping dominance. The Germans, Soviets, and Japanese had some difficulties with an adequate food supply, in part because of inefficient farming. Potatoes became a food of war, efficient growing and reasonably nutritious. After the war, Germany had a functioning democracy under the Weimar regime, despite hyperinflation, making manufacturing, services, and agricultural systems work poorly. Results included a growing black market and increased crime. For those who could afford it, restaurants remained open, serving traditional German food like Sauerbraten, a marinated pot roast. Hitler was sent to jail after a failed coup in 1923, writing Mein Kampf, My Struggle, while in prison. When released from jail, he attacked the Treaty of Versailles and promoted anti Semitism and anti communism. Joseph Goebbels would become his propaganda minister, and Hitler proved a master of hate filled propaganda speak. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche preached the Übermensch, or Superman, adapted by Hitler to claim German Aryan mastery over non German slaves. Hitler's Nazi Party made political strides, winning seats in the Reichstag, the German parliament. The political opportunity came with the crushing effects of the Great Depression, and Hitler made a run at president in 1932. Although he lost to Hindenburg, he was appointed chancellor after the Nazi Party won 230 seats in the Reichstag. The Enabling Act of 1933 effectively created a Hitler dictatorship, with the Nazis declared the only legal political party. Germany withdrew from the League of Nations. The Wehrmacht, the United Armed Forces, was expanded exponentially, and Dachau opened as the first concentration camp specifically for political prisoners. Dachau held a total of 188,000 prisoners, of which 41,500 were killed. In addition to Jews, Hitler was obsessed with food, and Lebensraum, living space, grabbing enough for Germans, especially the military, starving Ukrainians, Polish, and Russians as part of his conquest and terror planning, next time on Food History and Mystery.